morning everybody and welcome back to site. You can see now that we've made some progress on this build now. So I've got the right hand elevation all up and finished, and yesterday I got the rear elevation up and the areas where the small windows are going to go. Yesterday I got most of this front elevation in with a window, a large 1400 by 1400 window in there. There's going to be another one adjacent to this one, so next to that one, exactly the same off of the partitional wall back to the double. And you can see I've marked it all out on the plate here. This is what I like to do. I like to set it all out, make sure the crowns are going the same way. So even though I've marked a crown that way and a crown this way, when this rotates up like that 90 degrees, it will then, the crown will be facing the same direction all the way through. Okay, so we've got a 1400 window in here, so I've made it 1410, 1410, 1410, 1410. So it just allows a little bit of wedging room and things like that to get some sealant in there or foam, whatever you want to put in there. So the next step is just to frame the rest of that out up onto the deck, and then I like to lift it up into position. So there's going to be two solid doubles going up to the top, and basically replicating the same here, basically, guys. Okay, so doubles up, doubles up, doubles there up to the top. So this is going to replicate where a door is going to go. I'm just going to make the opening a meter, and if I need to reduce it slightly, I can just move these two studs, because those will be cut lower to accommodate for a glue lam lintel or header up here coming through. Okay, and then we'll just work it all out from there. All right, good morning everybody and welcome back to another day here on site. So you can see, let me just pan round, I've got the front elevation all up and it's all diagonally braced to keep it lovely and level and plumb. So you can see there's a little bit more tweaking to do, but it's only within the whole length, probably about 5mm out. So it just needs a little bit more tweaking with some braces, some diagonal braces coming off the run coming down this way, and the same on the opposite end. But it's all fitting together very, very nicely. You can see it's absolutely dead true within 2 to 3mm. So it does need racking over a little bit, you can see. So only a tiny bit. But I'll do that with a diagonal brace, which I did have up there yesterday, but it was blocking access to get stuff in and out of the shed there. But now, so what I've said in the previous section was I've made the window openings 1410, so 1.4 meters plus 10 mil. All these windows are going to be 1.4 square, and I've allowed for 10 mil wedging room both sides to get foam and all that sort of stuff in. It's the same on that side, and in between these bays here is exactly the same distance from the partitional wall, which is this one here, okay, which runs through for the 3-meter span for the bathroom and the bedroom. But I'll need to put another set of studs in this side to pick up plasterboard, and the same on this side, pick up some plasterboard. And then I need to put another stud in on this side to double it up. Then the same on these two. It's just so I can get some long connecting bolts in through the stud and into the glue lam beam lintel. Okay, and then I'll put another stud there, another stud on that side, and then the 400 center ones from there, and then nogging it all out once I've got it absolutely dead true level. And you can see, well, I've got markings on here, so I need to put another one here. I'm going to put a double here, because this is connection for between the two plates. I know I'm going to be fixing it all the way through there, but what I like to do anyway is just help tie everything in together. So even though it's going to be another two studs in there, I'd rather do that and use a full length of timber to help tie it all in together. Then after that, it's just nogging it all out. Then once I've done all the noggins and then finished all the noggins on the back run, you see I've only got about halfway down that run, is to then get everything lovely and true It's true down the opposite ends, so they're all lovely and plumb level. Everything's square here. I've already checked it all for square. Even though we've gone square off the base, you always double check at the top because there's going to be roof going on here, obviously. So once I've got this side absolutely dead true and true this way, which it's not too bad, I don't think, on the ends, so it might just need a little pushing out in the middle, but that will help push it out once the roof goes on. So you can see it's absolutely dead plumb, which is what you want. It's going to be a little bit out in the middle just because there's nothing there to help push it out, if you see what I mean. So we just have to put some braces, probably connect it from, like I've done on the opposite side down there, from the glulam beam up to this one, just to help push it out. And then once it's all dead true, we will then start getting some OSB on the fronts here all the way around, and then we'll get the plate on for the top. So that's going to be the plate for the roof, and the OSB is going to go straight up, sit flush down here. It's going to come down and meet to the middle of that, because I need to pack this all the way down to within 5-6 inches off the floor to accommodate for the cladding and allow airflow between the OSB, so the board that goes on the front, the membrane and the battens. You've got to have airflow up around this stuff, guys. Okay, right now everyone, I'm just going to show you exactly how I mark out for my noggins, which are these lateral pieces of timber in between the uprights of these walls. Okay, because on the last episode, or the last section of the video, I didn't actually show you how I did it. So to get a lovely beautiful line all straight down through there without getting your tape measure, measuring it up every single time and marking it off, we know that the floor that I'm using is 22mm thick. Okay, so you've got to accommodate for that from measuring up off the bottom of your plate down here, like so. From the bottom of your plate, which is down here, to accommodate for the height of a standard sheet plasterboard, which is 2.4 meters, you got to come up 12.22. Okay, so half of 2.4 is obviously 1.2, but if you mark 1.2 there and come up from there, it will be 22mm different. So you got to come up 12.22 to accommodate for the floor, and then another 22, or you can come to the bottom. It's completely up to you which way you want to do, but I like to go to the top just because I can see more clearly from the top of the way I'm running down all these elevations. So then you go up to another 22, which brings you up to 12.46. Okay, then you just mark it as X like that. I've done the same down the opposite end. And now what you need is a chalk line. All right, so all you do, simply hook your chalk line on your top line. You don't want to go to the center, otherwise you'll be marking up 22 or down 22 every time. And then just simply go all the way across your elevation, right down to the very bottom. In my case, all the way down here. Pull the string line tight, but not overly tight, so you snap it. Okay. Then you simply ping. All right, and just do it a couple of times. And now, let me just ravel up my chalk line. Don't want to get it wet. I'll just take you with me on the camera. And now you've got a perfectly straight line to set out for your noggins, okay? All the way through. Even though these are openings, it doesn't matter because there's going to be a noggin here. Okay, so you can just mark off that edge. You don't need to mark off this edge because this is obviously an opening for a window, so you don't need to do that. But all the rest of them, between the openings, they can all have noggins in them. Okay? All the way down. Even in this tiny little one here to help tie it all in together. And then in between here as well. So I put doubles in and all my openings. Obviously that's just a bearer to hold it up there, and then a double just to basically help tie it in. And then also it gives you more to fix to for, let's say if you want to put architraves and things like that on that side, it gives you more to fix to for that type of stuff. So it's the same there, you got doubles there. And I know I've got a 4-ply here, okay, but that's just simply because I wanted to tie the two bits in together. Even though I can get a fixing down there, not a problem, and then when the plate goes on the top, it would help tie it in, but I just wanted to put an extra 2 in there just for clarity, really. You don't have to do it, but I've just done it just purely because I've got enough timber here to do it. And then I've got 4 in there. This is the partitional wall, so when the partition, which is 4 inches thick, will come out here, I need a pickup for my plasterboard on the inside. And it's the same there, double for this opening, double for that opening, and then just all the way through, like 400 centres. Now I've gone 400mm centres up to the partitional wall, up to here, and then I've started again, because I'm going to probably, once I've got the roof on and the floor done and the partitional walls up, I'm probably going to do all the plasterboard afterwards. So I just thought, instead of going 400mm centres all the way through the run, I just started off again on this side. Okay, so from that point, or this point here, working out the 400mm centres, okay, all the way through the run, because this, I'm treating that as a different part of the wall on the inside, not on the outside. Outside doesn't really matter as much, just because I'm going to have I think it's a hardy plank cladding on there, so, and then I'm going to have battens on the outside, but I'll show you all that when we come to it. Okay guys, so now all I've got to do is just, like I said in the previous section, just go along and mark an X for which side you want the noggin to go down to. In my case, I've got the top line, so I need to mark the X on the bottom of the line. Alright, so all I need to do is, I want to get the wall nice and level and plumb both ways before I put the, let me just get my, can't get the epoxy camera on there. Right, okay, so now once I've got this wall dead true all the way down through on both ends and in the middle, wherever else I want to go, then I'll set out for all my noggins and get those all in. So just need to double check to see if that end is plumb. So it's got a slight bump in it, but it does need to go over a little bit. I'm just going down the opposite end. You might not be able to see me on the camera. So yeah, they both want to go ever so slightly, probably about 5mm over that way. So all I did yesterday was I just put you over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm basically going to get a brace from that sleeper up to the top over there. Okay, let's bring you back a bit further so you can see what I'm doing. It's just to help push it all over. And once I get some braces in there, it will stabilise it for when I'm putting the OSB on and pitching the roof. It just all helps at the end of the day. So all I did yesterday was simply piece of timber down there, down here, and then just gave it a good tug down just to help push the wall over. Right, let's have a little look. It's pretty good down that side. So we come up here and check this side. It's just ever so slightly. So marginal, guys. Step up a bit. A bit more. That's it, perfect there. Right, what I'll just get a fixing up there. Now that I've got that braced, I've got this side perfectly plumb. Just going to fix it into the stud. Now obviously that isn't staying there, that's just a temporary thing just to keep the wool lovely and plumb. Okay, I'm just going to go down the other side and just double check it. See what the wool's like, see what it's doing. It's pretty damn good. And just for all the naysayers out there, I'll just go and show you. Alright. So, level, we're sitting on there flat. I am not cheating you here. Absolutely bang on plumb. And what's it like this side? Absolutely smack on plumb, look. All the way down, levels touching, and it's smack on level. Perfect. So I know it's taken a little bit of time to get to that point, but just goes to show you, the more effort you put into your prep work, the more easy it's going to be for you in the long run. Like I keep saying, just don't make it hard for yourself. Just make it simple. You only have to do the job once, not 18 times, because you keep cocking up just because your prep work wasn't very good. I'm just going to take out this noggin. There is a slight bow in it, okay, in this end stud. Right. Right. Now, my level. That's bare bit, just wants to clamp over a bit. Right, just gonna grab my clamp. Just clamp it over a little bit. There you go, that's how I pulled it in. It's a lot better. Right, let's see what that's doing. A little bit more clamping required. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Just a tad more, I'd say, just to help things. I've over clamped it a little bit, but I'll just add on a millimeter. 98.99. Go 99, shall we? Let's get that in there. Alright, let's get some more screws. Right. Okay, pull that off. Have a little look. Oh, much better. Much better. That 1 millimeter, which is awesome. Let's knock down the other side. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Right, okay, we don't want that. So I hope you're enjoying this, guys. If you want me to dive into any more depth, or let's say just do a diagram on the floor of how I set it all out, put a comment down below. And if you're liking this little mini series on how I'm building this garden room, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos coming up on this little mini series. And if you want anything else to do with carpentry, building, anything like that, just leave a comment down below and I'll try and get back to all of you as soon as I possibly can. Okay guys, take care and I'll see you on the next one.